So here's my Beeman. It's a Beeman 1040 model. 1040, sort of a Canadian Tire special here, really. What I'm going to do is just take it apart, do some maintenance here, and then try a little modification that I've read about to try and up the ante on this thing, give it a little more feet per second. So we'll see how it goes here, and yeah. So the next step of the process here to break the barrel, you're going to undo the screw right here. It's only going to get to a certain point, and then you're basically going to have to, tap the sucker out. So, make sure you're using something brass or, lighter, whatever, if you've got it. And then it should pop out. Basically, it's under a little bit of tension there, but not too much. So. And when we put that back in, we'll have to grease that up and probably a little bit of thread lock on there too. I don't know if there's a torque spec on that or not, but we'll look it up. We're the next stage here where we're going to basically pull the spring out here. So you can see the spring inside there. There's two pins here, one there and one there. They both essentially hold in the trigger mechanism plus the stop for the spring in here. So in order to get this out, we need to apply a little bit of pressure on the back here. It's an interesting back design. Anyways, it's just part of the trigger mechanism. Otherwise there'll be a bit of tension here, right? So cobbling together some parts here. This is a steering wheel puller, some brackets I had kicking around from my fence left over, and then of all things, some pieces left over from installing a solid brass toilet seat bolt set. Perfect anyways. So we'll just mount this basically on the bottom of here. We'll get some screws in there, mount it, have a little piece to sit on here so that this can basically press forward on this and kind of collapse it. So we need a stop at the front as well. Just build that at a 2x4. It's nothing too strong, but just enough to hold the pressure, I think, is all it really needs there. So we've got this thing here mounted now. Just a couple of bolts on the bottom, one on the back, just to kind of keep it centered. It's pretty sturdy, pretty amazing anyways. Maybe use this for cracking nuts or something when we're done. So what I'm going to do now is just mount these two here, just so that this sucker sits in between them and sort of lines up there. So I'm just gonna a couple screws in there, just some 3-inch wood screws. It's small wood, it's prone to splitting, so I'm going to pre-drill these suckers, and anyways, yeah, save myself some anger of recutting. So we've got our pieces, I don't know, center mount, whatever stuff put on there. I got this 2x4 here, got a couple screws in through the bottom, and for some extra rigidity I got this L bracket here. Every woman likes a little extra rigidity, so we'll put that on there and hopefully she'll be good and firm, and we'll try compressing that spring. Alright, so we got it all kind of set up here. I think it should be okay. I kind of got the device centered here, so I'll give her a little bit of a tight, and it should be good to go. From there, it should only really be a little bit of extra pressure, and then we'll just see if we can't pop those screws clean off. Shouldn't take much. Alright, so we've gone and pushed those through. Didn't need nearly pressure I thought it would have. Already kind of pushed those pins sideways anyway, so we'll just get this one out. May have over torqued it a tad bit here. Get this figured out here. Those pins are just a little bit more straight. This one here. They don't come all the way out, they should. Well, it turns out all that beating on this thing was for no good purpose. Those pins, they were actually rounded on one frickin' end. And I pushed them through the rounded end, you know, despite looking at it and figuring out which end looked like it had pressed in there and had the appropriate beat marks and everything on it. So anyways, I'll have to readjust accordingly, but here it is. So yeah, it looks like we just have to compress this a little bit. Oh, you fucking kidding me? That rod had to... Oh, I don't know. Jesus, I'll get this thing out of here. Anyway, so yeah, that spring's got to be compressed a little bit, I see, in order to get this trigger mechanism out. Oh, unless we take the trigger out first. Actually, that might be what for we'd be doing. Take that freaking trigger out afterwards. Guess I should have looked up somebody else's YouTube video before I gone and taken this thing apart this far. Now I'm gonna be fighting against that spring. Oh well. Anyways, let's turn this off while I fix this problem. Okay, so we got it out after having to throw on some safety goggles and stuff. The trigger mechanism here, it actually had to come out this way first. So you had to basically get the other one of these things went flying, but had an Allen key down each side, pressing the spring forward. So to add some clearance so that the trigger could come out this way. So when I put this back together, I'm obviously going to have to make a little specialized tool for that. Basically some kind of a horseshoe thing that, you know, kind of slides down either side that I can compress the spring with, and then slide the trigger back in, line up the pins and everything. So it's a little bit of additional magic to make that happen, but whatever. Anyways, so here's the trigger mechanism, hardened steel. The sounds of it there, I'd have to get a file and check it, but it looks like it is anyways. And then so here's the spring. Interesting, looks like a bit of a, I don't know if it's a variable rate spring or not, but plastic guide, not metal at all. A little bit of dirt and schmoo in there. We'll have to clean that up, but let's have a look. Let's see what's... Oh, look at that. Broken spring-ish, something or other. What the hell? What the hell did that come from? Jesus, we'll have to figure that out. Doesn't look like it's broken at all. Looks good the whole way through there. I don't know, I don't understand what the hell's going on there. Unless it broke, then no, it doesn't look like it broke there. Shit. What the hell is that stuff doing rattling around in there? Maybe there was a secondary spring in there or something. Jesus. Anyways, okay, well, we'll have to try and look that up and see what the hell is going on. That stuff shouldn't have been in there, though. Oh, here's the cylinder. It looks nice and good. See if I can't get that out without, hopefully, it's not too nasty in there. We'll have a look at that, but anyways, yeah, I heard that some of these were plugged and some weren't anyways, but this one, it looks good. Yeah, I don't know, it's a little chewed up on the edges there, but you know, what the hell was that extra spring in there for? Jesus. Oh, figure that out. Freaking garbage. Anyways, there we go. Okay, so what I've been doing here is trying to stretch the spring out. So I've just been taking it up and down the ratchet and just kind of twisting it and spreading it a little bit, and then also just kind of doing this. The idea being that if you get a little bit longer, it's going to have more sproing when it springs. So it, I was measuring it on this side over here, so I don't know, I've added about 3/4 of an inch already, so I guess it would have started at 7 inches, and now it's at just about 8. No word of a lie, says every guy. So anyways, yeah, see if I can't stretch it out a little bit more. The interesting thing to note here, I don't know if you can quite see the shiny part there. Anyways, it's been filed down. So I think that these things probably either come from some stock and they just cut it to length and then kind of file it and grind it off pretty coarsely there. You can see how they make that, or it was a longer one and they've cut it down and shrunk it, because if you look at this side here, it's quite nice on this side. It doesn't have the same sort of I don't know, meat hook type chop through it here. This is just ridiculous. So anyways, all right, so here's what I've cobbled together. I've got 2 washers, so I just kind of used this sort of a thing as a template here. So I took a washer, drilled some holes through it. I got 2 nails, rounded the heads off there, and hopefully I've got this orientated in the right direction so that once this is all the way forward, I can slide this damn thing in there and put it back. I don't know, I guess if I had more time or more materials or something, I could have gotten some kind of a, I don't know, a metal piece, bent it around and then hardened it and stuffed it in there. But this seems to be working for now, until I lose an eye, so I better put on the safety goggles. So we'll see how this goes, and just a matter of kind of holding everything in place here and making it work. Yeah, no, I mean, the closer it gets in, the more lined up it is, which is good, but it's interesting. You don't want to twist it too much and keep it on the same plane. Let's see if we can't get this thing to slide in there. If it goes sideways, at least my nuts are below the edge of the table here, so keep those things in good shape. Just about got it there. Let's see how this works. Holy smokes. Look at that. Like a hot damn. That's it. That's the cock for dolly right there. Yeah, cool. So we'll just back this up and get those pins lined up in the holes and go from there, and then I can sort of reset it and do the fine-tune adjustments from that part. So anyways, oh shit, I forgot the fucking screw. God damn it. Of course, there's always one thing, and this little screw's got to go back in there. We need that piece in there. Shit. Anyways, you got the idea.